Lawmakers are attempting to do something right now that some say would put the United States in harm's way. I want to break down what this is because the shocking thing is that the United States already does this. However, most people have no clue. So I'm going to break down what is going on at this time. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So I just said that many people don't want this to happen because it would actually put the United States in harm's way. However, I also stated that this is something the United States is already doing and we've been doing for more than a decade. What is it? Well, let's look at this article and I'll explain as we go through it. There's a bipartisan bill out there that lawmakers are attempting to pass. They want to eye a pilot program to expedite citizenship for migrants who serve in the U.S. military. It says the bill proposed as a bipartisan immigration and border security deal went down in flames. So as a result, how can we kind of fix the border? What can we do? Well, we can expedite this citizenship of many people coming into the U.S. by ensuring that they join the military first. And then if you do that successfully and you're rewarded, then you'll get citizenship after. Well, I want to go through this because what most people don't realize is that the United States already does this. And according to reports, we have currently actively in the armed forces, we have about 45,000 immigrants who are actively serving. These are people that are serving all over the world, not just here in the United States. We got people from Jamaica, from Mexico, Haiti, Nepal, Dominican Republic, and so many other countries. I'm not going to list them all, but according to these reports, we've also had more than 760,000 people that have earned their citizenship in the United States because they served in our military. So let that sink in for a moment. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think this is something that should be done or we should be doing at this time? Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to read through some of this article, explain what this bill is and what it isn't. But here's the concern that people have. All the people that have entered into the United States illegally, should they be given citizenship if they serve in the military? The answer is no. This is not something that lawmakers are looking at. They're looking at giving people that have been gone through the system, came into the United States through a legal pathway. Then we can expedite citizenship for them if they serve in the military. Let's read a little bit of this article. So this bill, it's a bipartisan bill from Representative John James from Michigan and Pat Ryan from New York. They're introducing the Courage to Serve Act, which would put qualified and vetted migrants into an expedited lane to eventually become a U.S. citizen if they serve in the armed forces. It says the legislation would create a pilot program that would apply to people with no lawful permanent status, like asylum seekers and migrants waiting for work authorization. They would require vetting by both the FBI and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. So the key here is they would create a pilot program for people that would apply that have no lawful status, permanent status, and like asylum seekers and migrants waiting for work authorization. But that's the key. The key is they are asylum seekers, so they've come through that process, or they're migrants waiting for a work authorization card. That's it, okay? So it's not every single person that has come into the United States. It isn't. It's people that have done it through the right channels. That's the key. And I think this is where a lot of people get this mixed up. And honestly, when I first read this, I was thinking, well, there's no way we're going to allow somebody that broke the law to enter into the United States. We're not going to give them the ability to hold a weapon and to potentially protect the country or, right, learn the skills and learn the ins and outs of our military to potentially attack us. That would make no sense. But let's keep reading. It says qualified migrants could apply for lawful permanent residency within 180 days of enlisting in the military, the text says. That's the expedited part. Normally you have to wait years, but this is only 180 days. They say their applications would be expedited after 3 years of honorable service in the armed forces 1 year in an active duty zone, or 30 days in a designated combat zone. That's their difference. Again, expedited. That is quick. It says the application would not guarantee citizenship, and the applicant would still have to be admissible under existing U.S. immigration law. And I want to read you one last thing, okay? I want to read you this last quote right here. Look at this. It says, if folks have the courage to raise their right hand, swear an oath to protect and defend this nation, and put their lives on the line, then they sure as hell deserve the opportunity to become an American citizen. I will read you one last thing as well. It says, earlier this week, partisan posturing got in the way of passing significant immigration reform. But I'm not giving up the fight. I'll keep pushing every day for concrete, practical, and actionable measures to secure our border, address critical military recruiting shortfalls, and help immigrants already in this country build a better life for their families. Here's the thing. What we need right now, and I don't want to jump into the middle of all this, but what we need right now is we need to provide something, some way for immigrants who've come into this state or come into this country legally. We need a way for them to, for one, get a work permit. Number two, be able to contribute to the United States, not just as come in and we look at them as a migrant, but they come in and now they're part of the United States. They're a voter, right? They could serve in the military, right? They are a taxpayer. They are a ideal citizen of the state, of the community, right? We need that. But at the same time, we have to protect the U.S. border. Right now, there's too many people coming in. Way too many. But if we promise, and again, this is where I think the media have to be very careful, is we cannot just come in and say that if you enter into the United States, we will give you citizenship if you say you will go and fight for our country. We can't do that. We can't mislead people that way, because guess what? Then we see an influx of people coming into the United States. Then when they get here, we tell them, sorry, you can't be part of the military. Yes, you are a military-aged male or female, but the concern is you didn't enter legally. You came in through the improper channels. And so the hard part, and one of the things that we're facing right now, is that we are going to see more and more people enter into the United States very soon. Because the idea that's coming from other countries is it's easier to get into. You get free housing, you get free healthcare, you get free food, and now there's a chance you can get citizenship, an expedited citizenship, and all you gotta do is join the military? Guess what? We're about to see more people enter into the U.S. And the reason why is because the ideas that these other countries are putting into people's heads is that the United States has everything going for it. When in reality, once they get here, it's a very difficult situation. You don't get free housing. Not everybody does. You don't get free food, or at least not everybody does. And you don't get free healthcare. Again, at least not everybody does. But some people are rewarded for the wrong reasons. So we'll see what happens. All I can tell you right now is there's a lot of discussions behind this bipartisan bill. The only difference is there's not a lot of support yet. But as soon as we get more information on this, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.